Heracles, the son of Zeus, had completed many feats, but now he faced a daunting challenge: to capture the Ceryneian Hind, a sacred golden antlered deer of Artemis, the goddess of the hunt. This deer was known for its incredible speed, and it had never been captured by any mortal. The Hind's golden antlers gleam with divine power, and it is fiercely protected by Artemis herself. Heracles had completed many labors, but this task would require more than just strength. He would need patience, strategy, and respect for the sacred nature of the Hind. Heracles knew that this was a mission that would test his endurance and intelligence. He had to outwit the Ceryneian Hind and catch it without causing harm, which would be no easy task. With his mission set, Heracles begins his journey, determined to capture the Ceryneian Hind. He knows this will be no easy task, but his resolve is unshakable. The journey to find the Ceryneian Hind is grueling. Heracles must cross dense forests, deep ravines, and raging rivers. The Hind's speed and agility have made it nearly impossible to track. But Heracles presses on, determined to succeed. Along the way, Heracles faces wild animals that try to stop him. He battles through fierce creatures, each encounter making him stronger and more prepared for the hunt. As Heracles pushes deeper into the forest, the landscape changes. The trees become taller, and the forest feels darker, as if nature itself is testing him. The air is thick with the weight of his task. Heracles begins to feel the strain of his journey. His muscles ache, and exhaustion threatens to slow him down. But he refuses to give in. The Ceryneian Hind is near, and he won't stop until he has it. The air grows still as Heracles reaches the heart of the forest. The Ceryneian Hind is close now, and every step Heracles takes brings him closer to his goal. Heracles begins to notice signs of the hind's presence: crushed leaves, broken branches, and the faintest glint of golden antlers in the distance. Heracles pushes forward, using his tracking skills to follow the hind's trail. The forest grows more silent, as if it too is holding its breath in anticipation of the chase. Forest grows more beautiful and surreal as Heracles moves deeper. He can feel the presence of the Ceryneian Hind, the sacred deer that has eluded so many before him. The hind makes its appearance, darting through the trees with a flash of gold. Heracles, seeing the creature clearly for the first time, realizes the magnitude of his task. The chase begins. The hind bolts, running through the trees at incredible speed. Heracles gives chase, his powerful legs carrying him as he matches the hind's speed. Hours pass, and Heracles continues to pursue the hind. His muscles ache, and his lungs burn, but he knows he cannot stop now. The Ceryneian Hind takes a sharp turn, trying to lose Heracles. But Heracles anticipates its move and keeps pace. He's closing in. Heracles catches sight of the hind again, its golden antlers shining in the distance. With renewed energy, he gives chase, his speed increasing. The Ceryneian Hind makes one final attempt to escape, weaving through a dense thicket. Heracles, however, is determined and expertly follows its path. With a final burst of strength, Heracles reaches the Ceryneian hind and grabs its golden antlers. The chase has ended, but the real test begins. Heracles' grip on the Ceryneian hind is firm, but the deer struggles, its golden antlers glinting in the light as it fights to break free. Heracles must maintain control to ensure it doesn't escape. Heracles, though tired from the chase, stands tall, refusing to let the hind slip away. He has come too far to lose it now. The Ceryneian hind lets out a soft cry, realizing that it cannot escape. Heracles carefully begins to guide it, knowing he must respect its sacred nature. As he walks through the forest with the hind, Heracles feels the weight of his task. He knows that the goddess Artemis will not take kindly to the capture, but he has completed the task set before him. Suddenly, Artemis appears before him, her presence like a shadow in the forest. Her eyes are filled with fury, and Heracles knows that the time has come to face her wrath. Artemis accuses Heracles of disrespecting her by capturing her sacred deer. Her voice is filled with power, and her anger is palpable.
Goddess Artemis, I stand before you with respect.
Explains that he was following his divine orders from King Eurystheus. He never intended to disrespect her or her sacred deer. Artemis, hearing the truth in Heracles' words, softens slightly. She acknowledges that the capture was part of the labor, but she still feels the sting of having lost her sacred Hind. After a tense moment, Artemis speaks again, her voice now more controlled. She agrees to let Heracles keep the hind, but warns him that the capture was a sacred act, and he must treat the hind with reverence. Heracles, now understanding the gravity of the task, vows to honor the Ceryneian hind. With Artemis's reluctant permission, he sets off toward the village, knowing that the journey back will be just as challenging.
The task before me is great, but I must stay true to my purpose.
As Heracles makes his way back to the village, he reflects on the challenges he's faced. This task wasn't just about capturing the hind. It was about understanding the sacred bond between Artemis and her creatures. The forest is quiet now, and the tension that had filled the air earlier has dissipated. Heracles has completed his task, but he knows that the lessons learned will stay with him forever.
He has returned!
Look at the hind, so beautiful!
Heracles, our hero!
Heracles feels the weight of his actions, knowing that his victory over the Ceryneian hind was not just a physical conquest, but a lesson in patience, humility, and respect for the divine. The path back to the village is long, but Heracles doesn't feel the exhaustion he once did. The victory over the hind has filled him with a sense of purpose and a deeper connection to the gods. As Heracles enters the village, the people gather to witness his triumph. His fame is now cemented, and they celebrate the hero who has done the impossible. With his task complete, Heracles looks ahead, knowing that the next challenge awaits him. But for now, he stands as a hero, one who has faced the impossible and emerged victorious. The Ceryneian hind is now a part of Heracles' legend, its golden antlers forever etched in the stories of his courage and strength. The hero of the Ceryneian hind will remain in the hearts of those who hear his tale.